Hey everybody, this is Mac. Y'all know it's been a long time since I made a video, but I had a thought about the Watchtower organization and how it's not as family oriented as Jehovah's Witnesses think, especially when it comes to the psychology of children and teenagers. Okay, and just basic family life. Um, I was listening to one of Marcus Vaughn's older videos, and he was talking about how there aren't that many sisters at Bethel, and a lot of times they don't accept applications from single sisters. Um, so there's just like majority brothers, there at Bethel. And if you're hearing like a little trickling sound, it's because I'm driving home and it's raining, so that's what that is. But I believe the reason why they don't allow too many sisters at Bethel is because, for one, of course they're gonna mingle, okay? They're gonna want to date and they're gonna want to get married because, of course, you can't really do nothing until you get married, as far as a couple. But then also, you run the risk of getting pregnant. Okay, even if you're a married couple, you can be as safe as you can, as far as contraception and things like that. I don't know if they have any kind of birth control. Cause see, I don't know anything about. If anybody knows anything about the medical or the, if they have doctors, if visits and things like that, do they is birth control covered in that aspect? I'm not sure. Somebody please tell me. But you know, anyway, you run the risk of getting pregnant, and then if you have a baby, you can't be at Bethel anymore, and then now you're left with husband, wife, baby, no job. What is really going on? What is gonna happen? You have no backup plan. Married couples at Bethel, majority of them don't have a backup plan, and a lot of them get married, old. Some of them do, most of them do, not all of them. Yeah, and I think that's the reason why they don't let that many sisters in, is because they run the risk of having pregnancies, and then you run the risk of having to get kicked out of Bethel. uh, and then another thing I wanted to say was, like I said, when it comes to the family life, okay, children, they want to do lots of things. When they're kids, they want to have, birthday parties. They want to have, they want to go to, they want to, practice sports, do sports or music, piano, recitals, ballet, karate, stuff that the organization doesn't really want them to do. Okay. That can kind of mess with a child psychologically, because it's almost like you're stunting their growth as far as what they may have as a talent. If they like to tap dance, if they like to ballet dance, if they like to play the piano, Watchtower really doesn't care what a child's wants are, you know and all they care about is you go out and service. They don't care about what a kid wants, you know and I believe they should be a little bit more lenient towards children. Like I'm saying, children got a lot on their plate. But according to the organization, children are to be, seen and not heard, unless you're talking about giving comments at the Kingdom Hall, and or speaking to people from door to door, which I sometimes I just think that's dangerous for a child to do. Shoot, it's dangerous for an adult, especially nowadays. But um, yeah, I mean, let a child explore what they like to do. You know, that's the reason why a lot of these children are depressed at such an early age. You should not be depressed when you haven't even made the double digits of your age yet. You know, that's not cool. It's not. And then when you become a teenager, of course you might want to join, the varsity football team or cheerleading. You know, oh, cheerleading is bad because of the skirts they wear, and when you dance and this and that and the other, the skirt. Okay, some people may have a problem with that. You know, whether you're a witness or not. But still, I don't see anywhere in the Bible, for those that believe in the Bible. I happen not to. I'm agnostic. But there's nowhere in the Bible that says that you can't play sports. You can't you can't play the piano at school. You can't participate, in any extracurricular activities at school. I really don't see any of that in the Bible. Any of it. Like, where are they getting these policies from? They're getting it out of their ass. Sorry for my language, but seriously. But if you are a Christian, if you are a true believer of the Bible, you're not going to find these policies in the Bible. You're not. Try looking it up. And come back to me and see whether or not you found it or not. Thou shall not join the choir at school. You're not gonna find it. So before I leave, because I'm almost home. The main thing that they want families to do is study and go out in service and go to the hall. Basically, be a slave for Jehovah as a family. They don't care about a husband's dreams and aspirations, a wife's passions, or what children like personally. All they care about is, nah, you work for us. This is what you signed up for. Pretty much. You can't do none of that. Well, it's not recommended, quote unquote, that you do any of that other stuff. We trying to recruit people now. It's all about the business, because that's what Watchtower is. It is a business. It's not even a religion, if you ask me. It is a business, okay? And it is not ran by any God whatsoever. For Jehovah's Witnesses that are listening to this, I hate to tell you this, but that is the honest truth. Like, there is no God at all, running this organization. It's all ran by men. And anyway, what loving God would, like I said, I'm agnostic, but what loving God would create you with all of these desires? I was listening to Jay the Comedian's videos too, and he was like, why would God create you with all of these desires and then tell you not to use it? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I am stuck in the driveway here. I'm in the Chicagoland area, and my driveway is so slick. So while I'm trying to get into my driveway, I guess I'll keep talking some more. But yeah, and he had a point. It's like, why? Oh, there we go. Why would you have all of these desires and all of these wants and all of these talents that are embedded within you, and then you can't fulfill your desires? Not you know what I'm saying, when it comes to whatever your passion is. I'm not talking about physical, sexual, but you know what I'm saying. That too, you know. But when it comes to everything else, when it comes to just innocent stuff like playing the piano, I wanted to, I wanted to play piano so bad in school, but my mother was like, "No, that's gonna interfere with the meetings." You know. I also wanted to sing because I like singing and I like playing the piano. I also like dancing. I wanted to do all that stuff in school, but I couldn't because it would interfere with the meetings, and the end of the world is coming really soon. So, you know, they would always say, why would you uh, fill out an application for a job that has a going out of business sign on it? It I used to always hear that example on a lot of talks that a lot of brothers would give on Sunday mornings, afternoons, whenever you would go to the hall. And I'm like, are you serious? So you mean you really believe that the end of the world is coming to where you can't fulfill your desires and your passions, you know? And it's really sad. You know, life is extremely short. You know, my mother served as a Jehovah's Witness for 24 years out of her 60 years of life. Okay? And it's like, man, she could have did way more, you know? And I don't want that for me or my children. You know, I want my children, whatever they decide they want to do, I am going to support them. Long as, long as they're not like a criminal or a rapist or a pedophile, right? Or a murderer or a drug dealer or anything like that. I had to throw some jokes in there. But anyway, if they want to be a doctor, if they want to have a really good, successful life, I'm going to support it. I'm not going to hold them back. I'm not going to hold my children back. And that's exactly what Watchtower does, is they hold kids back from their fullest potential. They tell you, oh, it's not, you know, a good idea to go to college. You know, and and Tony Tight Pants Morris would say, the higher the education, the greater the danger. You know, you ought to go to the Kingdom Hall. You never graduate, but it's the highest education. How in the FUCK, I'm sorry, is the highest education and you can't even graduate? Like, what? That's so contradictory. You know, when you go to school, you go there to learn what you learn, and then it's over. You know what I'm saying? You can only learn about the Bible so much. There's only so much in there, and then it's over. Anything extra is just programming and indoctrination. It's it. You know? And so now you got these JW families struggling because they don't have a degree or, you know, no type of certifications. They're struggling, you know. Oh, but they pioneering, though. They being a good little slave. Good for nothing slave. And they're proud to be called good for nothing slaves, too. Which is sad. Because, I'm not going to say Jehovah's Witnesses. Because it's not them. It's the Watchtower organization. Watchtower organization will dwindle you down to a little piece of dust, okay? To where you don't feel like you deserve anything, you know, other than to just go out in service because that makes Jehovah proud. You know what I'm saying? Uh but yeah, the main focal point here was how it just it just doesn't support people's passions. You know, you even have churches that allow kids to, you know, do things that kids like to do, like dance and sing and play instruments. I mean, church choirs and church you know, they have great people that play piano well, and you know, tambourines, and come on, something. The only time you're able to do those things in the Watchtower organization is if you're at Bethel, you know, with the orchestra and the Kingdom Melodies and, you know, the people that are in charge of that. And back in the day, they used to actually have live piano play while singing the Kingdom melodies. Back in the day, that was before I was born, though. Well, no, it happened. It happened in the 80s, but my mom didn't dedicate herself until the early 90s. You know, but they took that out. They don't even do that anymore. Now it's just karaoke. Now, you know, uh, you're reading out off of the television, the TVs that are at the Kingdom Hall, the lyrics. That's karaoke. That is karaoke. Lord knows I like karaoke, but at the Kingdom Hall though, I don't know. I don't know. It's just my mother died 3 years ago. Okay, if she were to come back from the dead and be resurrected, she wouldn't even recognize in the short 3 years the religion anymore. It's crazy. But yeah, that's enough of the ranting. I hope you enjoyed this video, and happy belated New Year to everyone. I hope you all have a prosperous year. Sending positive vibes your way, and see you later. Bye bye.